Hello everyone, Dan Troop with RE/MAX in Michigan. Fresh off of our technology tour, as promised, a brand new tech tip in regards to our new Design Center automation project, which is actually launching tomorrow on April 1st. Now, if you weren't at the tech tour, and there were many of you that weren't, it's important that you watch this so you know what's going to happen tomorrow on April 1st. If you were at the tech tour, you might want to watch this as a quick refresher. Earlier in the tech tour, we didn't have all the details of what would actually happen, and those details came out a little bit more, so you may actually learn something new that changed in this automation piece, some things we changed right at the end that may be a little bit different than what you saw while we were on tour. Coming tomorrow on April 1st, we are going to launch the brand new Design Center automation. What is the Design Center automation? Well, basically, we are automatically going to create marketing pieces on your behalf. We're going to create content every time we see a new listing. So when you get a new listing, basically you're going to receive an email that's going to have 6 pieces of content in it, marketing content, whether that's flyers, we're doing postcards, e-postcards, virtual tours, single property websites, as well as a YouTube video. You're going to receive that all at once in an email, already created for you, already hosted in the RE/MAX Design Center. So we're also going to distribute those out. So if it's a YouTube video, it's going to be sent to YouTube on your behalf. And then finally, we're going to send you that email. So that email is going to have all the links to all that marketing material. What's cool about this piece is if there's any changes, so if anything's updated, whether you update price, update photos, update the description, that's all going to automatically update that marketing material. And then finally, when the home sells, we're going to automatically take that content down so it's no longer available once the property goes into that pending state or potentially that sold state. Now, this is exciting. Every new listing, you're going to receive one of these. But the important part on April 1st is you're going to receive one for every listing you currently have. So this is the only time you're going to see a mass amount of emails come out to you. We're probably going to send, if you have 22 listings, you're going to get 22 emails. Each one is going to have the links into the content, and you're going to receive those. Unfortunately, we couldn't stop that from happening, so please, we apologize for this part, but you're going to get those right away. And then going forward, as soon as you get a new listing, within 48 hours, you should receive an email with all the links for that specific listing. We hope this really saves you a lot of time, and that's the goal. The number one kind of complaint with Design Center is actually creating the material, so hopefully we're taking away that number one excuse of using this product, and now you'll be able to market properties better. This is all happening on April 1st, and then finally, this is the email you are going to receive, and just kind of a sample here. These are links to the single property website, the YouTube video, the virtual tour, the e-postcard, the flyer, and the jumbo postcard. All you have to do is click on the links. Once you click on the links, it'll bring you to the image, it'll bring you to that PDF. You click on the one, it'll bring you to the YouTube or the virtual tour. You can then take that virtual tour, because it'll be an unbranded virtual tour, and put that right in your local MLS. You put that in your local MLS, and then it'll go out to all the IDX websites. But the point is, all the photos will be there, all the details are automatically there and created for you. Now, automation's tough, right? We're creating these pieces on your behalf. We're probably going to get some stuff wrong. So let me show you how you go into Design Center, how you can modify stuff, how you can see these projects. Mainly you download a PDF to send to a printer, or you want to send directly to Express Copy, which you can do right in Design Center. Let me show you how to get started with that. So if you jump over to remax.net, you click on My Designs here right on the homepage, you'll be brought directly over to the Design Center. In the Design Center, we can click on the Projects section, and you can see all the projects will be created under a specific address. So the address will be labeled based upon a folder in the project section. So this one here for 1869 Van Buren Street, here are my 6 pieces of content that were automatically created based upon my profile that's in there and the MLS data. So before April 1st, you're going to want to make sure your profile is updated in here. So you have a day, basically, if you didn't do it from Tech Tour, you're going to have a day to go in, update your profile, and then we'll start creating that content from that. It actually might be a little bit too late now, but hopefully we'll be able to regenerate those projects using your new profile data there. If we go ahead and click on your profile here in the upper hand corner, you can click on Profile. Once the profile loads, you can modify your profile, add your photo. So all new projects, if it doesn't get in on this one, all new projects going forward are going to have that updated profile information. This is if you don't like your photo, you don't like the number we currently have in there for you, now is the time to come in here and modify this data for all future ones. Jumping back to that project screen, Again, it'll be based upon a folder, so we click on that folder and we can jump directly into the projects. Let me just show you what they are. Here's the jumbo postcard. Looks really nice, full photos. Again, we're gonna pick the photos that come out first, basically, so the first 5 or so are gonna appear here. It's gonna say just listed, bedrooms, bathrooms, all the details that come from the MLS. On the back side of the postcard, we have the full description and your information. Jumping over to the flyer, this is something that we changed in mid-tour. It's no longer gonna say just listed, it'll actually say for sale. Again, you can modify these and we'll show you here in a little bit. Nice flyer. I think it has, what do we got here? 6, 7 photos on it. Nice description and your information at the bottom. And then finally, we also have an e-postcard here for the email. And then you can forward this out to your friends, forward out to your buyers. It'll be directly in email format, and you'll be able to do that. We also have a virtual tour. So you can see here, this virtual tour can be uploaded to the MLS. This one's currently branded, but the one coming in your email will not be branded. Full information about the property. And then finally here we have these, the single property websites. So these are websites dedicated to one specific property. These are really great for high-end properties. You can buy a domain like 123 Anywhere Street. We've had a previous tech tip on this that's explained how these work. These are responsive as well. So what that means, as these shrink, so do the content to match mobile phones. As they grow to iPad size, they match that. And as they go to full desktop size, they match that as well. We can simply just swipe through these photos. We have info, map, contact information. We've showed these off before. Again, these are going to be automatically created. So come that April 1st, we're going to do this on all your listings. So if you have all those listings, you're going to get those emails. So don't panic, don't freak out. You're going to get this great content delivered directly to you. Now with automation, there's potentially problems, right? We're trying to automatically create marketing material on your behalf, and we may not know exactly how you want the material. So we have to give you the option to edit that. So in the postcard here, if I actually jump in the postcard, and this is true for all the designs, we'll only demo it here with one, I can simply click on the edit button and I can start to edit this design. We click over to the photo section. Once the photos load, you'll see here I have 5 photos to choose from. That the design allows for 5 photos, but we can simply just click and drag these around. So if I want to move the floor plan over to there and then quickly preview it, you can see how easy that was to easily move that photo around. So I move that floor plan photo over, and now it's in that position instead of the first position where it was before. And this is easy. We just move this one over to here and boom, it saves it and it's done. Now, let's say we didn't want the floor plan in here. Not sure why I chose that one or why the system did. We can simply click on the replace button. Once we click on replace, we can choose project photos. And you can see all the photos are in here from the MLS. So even though we had room for 7, we downloaded them all already. You can pick the one you want. I don't want to pick the one of the treadmill there. We'll pick the one of the bathroom. We'll hit add selected, and it updates it and puts it there. We can also crop the photos. So if we want to get more of something in there, we tried to auto crop them, but we want to get more of that shower in there. We just drag to the left and it's cropped. Save and continue. We can also modify the text on here. So we can modify price. We can modify the listing description as well. So if your MLS has limits to their listing description, we can do that. Another important thing here is if you modify the photo, so if you take the time to go in, drag the photos around, recrop, that means we're now going to ignore photos from the MLS. So if you go from a snow photos and you messed with the snow photos and then spring comes, the snow melts, it'll finally get here one day, that spring will, and new photos come into the MLS, those new photos will not come down, they will not update the design if you have played with the photos in here. Now, if you haven't played with the photos and you were cool with the ones and the way we did it, those will automatically update. New postcard, new info, new photos, new flyer, new single property website. All those photos will automatically update right directly. Now, this is only per design too, so if you only mess with the photos in the postcard, that's not going to affect the photos over in the single property website. That's not going to affect the photos in the virtual tour. Those will still update without issue. It's only what you modify. Now, the same goes true for the listing description. If you modify the listing description in here, we're not going to take any changes from the MLS. We will not update the listing description anymore from the MLS. We want those changes to stick directly with what you have given us. So those won't modify, but they are independent of each other as well. So if you modify the listing description, that's not going to have an effect on the photos. If you modify the photos, it's not going to have an effect on the listing description. They work independently of each other. So if you don't touch the price, which I recommend you don't do, that'll always remain to update from the MLS. Now, there's some confusion about that on tour, so I want to make sure that you have that info. Another thing to remember back at the projects here is once we're in the project folder, if we modify the postcard, that doesn't have an effect on these other pieces. So it doesn't matter what we do here. But if you get one wrong or something goes bad and you just want new info and you don't want to have to contact Stephanie or myself, all you have to do is just delete. So if we hover over this, hit delete on here, the very next day or within the next 48 hours, we're going to recreate that postcard using all fresh, all new MLS data. The same goes true for the actual folder. If you just delete this whole folder, the one with the address on it, you hit delete, it's automatically going to recreate that. We can always tell the designs that were created by this because they're going to say right in the description, created automatically with this specific MLS number. We're really excited about these. We hope you guys are as well. If there's any issues and you get that email and you're not sure what to do, or you have a question, just simply reply to the email and that'll automatically create a ticket and open up a ticket with Stephanie or myself. We'll be able to get back to you with any questions you may have or any problems you may see. Like I said, we're really excited about this. There's a lot of great info in here, a lot of great content. We hope you use it, share it, download the PDFs, have them printed. Everything is available for you directly here in Design Center, and we hope you start to use this a little bit more based upon us automatically creating for it. Questions, comments, as usual, reach out to us at support, reply to one of those emails, you can contact us directly. This concludes my tech tip for today. I hope you found the information helpful, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks, and have a great day.